place this
Say that again.
pillow.
Here I am with Jean-Paul Lespagnard in this window.
In this window, I presented already a lot of different inspiration that I have in my work, like objects that are coming from my studio, like these two money bank. And then like there's this example of a pillowcase that I saw on a hanger. It's the story that I visited a friend who's living in Paris, and he was drying his clothes on a hanger because, of course, Paris, tiny apartment, so no place to dry your clothes. And I saw this pillowcase hanging on the hanger, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, this is a blouse. This is a blouse. So let's work on it. So
now that's a real point of inspiration.
This is like a. In fact, this floor is different objects, and it can go from objects from my childhood, objects from my studio, pieces from like collection that I did when I was at school, this pillowcase, pictures of contemporary art or real contemporary art pieces. For example, I have a Jan Fabre, I have some Wim Delvoye that I really like.
Which one is Jan Fabre?
Jan Fabre is this one. And I have some Gilbert and George there.
I thought that was Gilbert and George. I was thinking, God, Jean-Paul's getting more like Gilbert and George.
And there's like, for example, a sweater from a second-hand shop that I bought when I was 17 that I used as a technique to go to my knitwear producer. Yeah, it's really like a lot of different level of inspiration that I have in my creative world. And that's really interesting because this is a Courrèges coat that is part of the collection of the museum. But actually the museum, I know this museum for many years, so I'm visiting the exhibition, and this coat inspired a coat that I designed in my own collection. So I took like the coat that you have a long coat with short sleeve, and then you have a short coat with long sleeve and the collar, and when you mix them together you have like another coat. And I really took the essence of this coat to produce a coat in my own collection. And so actually every pieces that you see on this floor, you have the translation of the pieces I created on the first floor. So here it's more like a
mood board.
Like a mood board, like a...
What is this? Something from Tim Burton?
It's Joana Vasconcelos. She's a contemporary artist from Portugal. And I mean, that was really interesting for me to see as well, that there's a lot of codes that comes back in my creative world, like this idea of covering, fully covering things with the same material. It's very present in my work. But so you see like the little doll, which is a replica of traditional costumes for East Germany, with the face covered with lace, and then you have contemporary art with Joana Vasconcelos covering traditional objects from Portugal with lace. I mean, it was to show that everything is kind of connected.
And this, it looks like my old mobile case.
This is Bas Kosters.
Okay, I know Bas.
He's a young...
he's not that young anymore.
He's not that young, but...
I know him for at least 20 years. But it's great. I'm loving it. I think it's fantastic. And this dress, what about this?
This dress inspired the cut of coats that I did in one of my last collection.
And what about this?
This is like a replica of the mannequin. So this is a mannequin piece, and this is a replica of traditional costumes for the Carnival of Barge. It's a traditional carnival in a region in Belgium.
What about the dinosaur?
This dinosaur, it's coming. I mean, it's a very personal story, actually.
Okay, too personal.
No, I can explain it. And this is what inspired my collection for the Festival of Year. Actually, my mother is
Okay, your mother made it.
she's mentally ill, and so she's in a psychiatric hospital. So when I was a kid, when I was visiting her, before entering the hospital, you have like a window with objects that the people staying in the hospital are producing, and I bought this there. So it's made by mentally disordered people. And when I did my collection about this woman who gets a bit crazy, who wants to leave Belgium to go to Texas and marry with a cowboy, there was like this kind of psychiatric side in this person. So I asked to the people from the psychiatric hospital where my mother is to do the embroidery for my collection for the Year Festival.
And I remember